Hello everyone, welcome back to Redstone, a beginner's approach. My name is Zerul. I'll be your conductor for today's train wreck of an episode. Today we're going to go ahead and look at our next device. We're going to go ahead and focus this episode wholly on the Redstone Repeater. Now, besides Redstone Dust, the Redstone Repeater is one of the most integral components to a redstone circuit, and in general it focuses on 5 separate things that you can generally do with the redstone repeaters. 5 separate wholly individual uses, so which is really handy. Once we get finished with this episode, you'll see I'm working on back there on the next episode, which will be on the redstone comparator, and then after that we're going to start working with gates. So let's go ahead and jump into this here. So the Redstone Repeater is a very simple device in its initial thing, and its initial implementation. The most basic use for this is for what I would refer to as a wire extender or a signal repeater. Now, if you all remember, let's just do this here. And so if you all will remember, when you are working with a line of redstone, it has an effective what we call signal strength of 15. At 15, after 15 blocks, the redstone cannot propagate the signal any further. Also, when you're looking at this, this will become more important when we're referring to the redstone comparators. The signal strength keeps dropping. So this is at 15, this is at 14, and so on, down to 1, and then 0. So as long as there's a signal strength of at least 1, it will weakly power a block. Well, to get it going longer, you can use a redstone repeater, and this will take a weak signal and it will repeat it, starting at another signal strength of 15. So this can technically go out another 15 blocks after the repeater is installed. So, however, the one thing to be aware of is that this does introduce a delay. It starts off with a 1 tick delay, with 1 redstone tick, again, that as I mentioned from our earlier episode, being 1/10 of a second. You can increase this to a longer delay, so 2, 3, and then 4/10 of a second. So for instance, at max, and that, you now have a 5/10. I'll go over that in just a minute here. But this right here is one of the main things. It will give you a longer run of redstone, and it's really the only way to do an indefinite run with the... you have to keep in mind, though, again, that there will be delays associated with this here because you are extending the run. The next thing is that it works as a diode. Now, basically what a diode is it is a gate, a device that allows signal to pass through it one way. So in this example, let's replace these here. Let's say we have this example. We have 2 switches, and this will be what can be referred to as an OR gate, as either or of these can cause this to light up. But say you want each of these switches to light up 2 of these. You want to light up that one and that one for that switch, and that one for the other switch. Now it's getting light, so it'll be easier to see these. So we do this, and oh no, look at that. The signal is traveling past this way and hitting that also, which we do not want. Same thing with this one. Travels both directions. So what you can do, besides break stuff, is you can install a couple of repeaters. So let's say we install these here. So this is the input side, this is the output side. Like so. Now, when you would do this, you see it lights up this, sends power to this, goes through the repeater into this, but because this is the wrong direction, it will not pass through this way. There is, however, this delay. So, in this situation, you'll see the delay is more noticeable. So if you're trying to get everything lined up, it is usually recommendable to have everything on the same delay. Plop, plop. So this is a diode. This will be very important when you are working with compact circuits, because you don't want the redstone signal flowing into areas that you don't want to flow into. So keep close attention to that there. Next thing is a timer. So this is where, again, I was referring to the delay associated with it. Assuming that you have no redstone hooked up, or no redstone repeater hooked up, just a straight line of redstone, you will have an instant on signal. When you flip a switch, it'll basically go on. When you introduce a repeater, it introduces a delay, starting off at 1, going up to 4, and you can chain these. So for instance, in this case, I have this set for 2 of these at max. This is a 0.8 second delay. This is 1 at max. This is a 0.4 second. And you will see then that as I'm doing this, this gives us a delay. So this comes on, and then this comes on 0.4 seconds later. This comes on 0.8 seconds later. When we turn it off, they turn off in the exact same fashion. So it can act, maybe, timer may not be the best, but it will introduce a controllable delay into your circuits there. Again, it's something that is very integral. You need to keep an eye on there. In many situations, it is very useful. People, for instance, will set up, do songs out of note blocks where they use specific delays to cause the notes to happen at certain times. So there's that. Next thing is it will act as an amplifier. Now this is a big one here. So what I mean by an amplifier is, if you remember correctly, with the redstone signal, when it hits an opaque block like this, this can provide a strong power source. However, unless the redstone by itself cannot pull out of another block that is strongly powered by redstone dust itself. So in this situation, this is strongly powered by this, as demonstrated by the fact that it gives you a weak power for here. But because this is not being powered directly with a redstone power source, it is instead being powered by redstone wire, nothing happens. Will not pass it through. In this situation, you can get around this 2 different ways. The redstone repeater will accept a power source, will work when it is in a weak power source area, a weak redstone signal area there. So this strongly powers this. This is in the weak signal, so this will take this, and this will give you a signal strength of 15 out the back. So some people refer to it as pulling power, but probably a more appropriate way to look at it there is that this will function in a weak power zone where redstone wire would not normally be able to pull power from that area there. Well, you know what I mean there. In this other situation here, if you feed, this will feed power directly into a block, giving this a strong power source, and then because this is not being strongly powered by redstone wire, this in turn will be able to carry the redstone signal further. So you can, most people refer to this as pushing power into a block. So pushing power and pulling power. So this is one way to get a block to be powered with redstone wire and still have redstone wire coming out the other side. So it will amplify the signal to allow you to push or pull the signal out of an opaque block. The last thing is it works as a latch. Now, you may not use this as often there, but it is a very nice feature when you start using it in circuits. So let me give you an example. So what we have here is we have this. So this is providing power into here. This is being transferred from this into a redstone wire into that. We turn it off, it turns off after that 1 second delay. Turn it back on. When you have a second redstone repeater going directly into the side by this, when it is powered, it throws a latch. Now, you will see this here. One of the 2 torches goes away and showing you it is latched. So now, regardless of what I do, even If I do that, it will not turn off until I undo the latch. See? Like so. Now, similarly, if this is off and I latch it, it will not turn on until the latch is removed. Like so. So, it can be pretty handy. And you can use it in various gates and things like that, which we'll go into in the future. So, but this is pretty much the last major thing there. So, like I said, the 5 main things that you use the Redstone repeaters for: extending signal strength to longer cable runs, as a diode to prevent redstone signal from backtracking into areas you do not want it to backtrack into, to add a controlled delay at certain sections of the redstone, to amplify the signal so that you can push and pull power from a redstone wire to a redstone wire through a block, an opaque block, and then finally to latch another redstone repeater so that it will not turn on or off unless the latch is removed. So, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You will, depending on what you end up building, you will come to use pretty much all of these capabilities or multiple of these capabilities in the course of your redstone circuit design there. And then, like I said, next week we're going to go ahead and start working with the redstone comparator, which is from the most recent update, the 1.5 update, and it adds some really nice capabilities. It is a little complex to work with, but it adds some very nice capabilities, and we'll go over that in the next episode. So, hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer them as best I can. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.